You're joining me this warm Sunday evening for the first major game of the 2018 political football season. It's Africa United versus the world team. Africa United has put forward its best under-80 team, led by the newest president, George Weah of Liberia. The captain of the world team is American President Donald Trump. The match is being played in Oslo, Norway. Captain Trump agreed to this venue because he's keen to have more Norwegians settle in America and less immigrants of the African variety. But the Norwegians have stood in solidarity with Africa, hitting back at Trump with words I cannot repeat on a family radio program. As the Saudi referee confirms the number of players on each side, I have time to quickly mention the key people. Africa United have opted for a 4-4-2 formation with George Weah and Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni as twin strikers. President Ian Khama of Botswana is in midfield, John Magufuli of Tanzania is the sweeper, and Ghana's Nana Akufo-Addo is the goalkeeper. Trump is the sole striker for the world team, with President Macron of France supporting him in midfield. Russia's Putin is watching Trump's back as a central defender. The referee blows the whistle and we're off. Trump swiftly leads the attack. He cuts across midfield, mouth wide open, no control of what comes out of it, but very good ball control. Trump with the ball, floats past Alassane Ouattara of the Ivory Coast on the left flank, circles the sleepy Paul Biya of Cameroon, but the African defense is alert and Trump is caught offside. It's Africa United 0, the world 0. President Zuma picks up the ball from his goalkeeper and with a bit of a South African toy dance he's away. Putin the Russian is after him, lays a trap, but Zuma recovers. Zuma is in enemy territory now. He has the tenacity gained from surviving many political battles. But the lone defender, British Prime Minister Theresa May, stops him. She played for Europe in the last season but pulled out after the UK voted to leave. She's in the world but not of the world. Her special relationship with America persuaded her to play for Trump. The goalkeeper, Germany's Angela Merkel, and the steady pair of hands in Europe quickly snatches the ball and Zuma is deflated. The linesman calls the referee's attention for an African substitution. President Paul Biya has limped off the field and time to bring in a Kenyan. But there's a problem on the bench. We have two Kenyans, each wanting to come in. President Uhuru Kenyatta is warming up on the left side of the field, while former Prime Minister Raila Odinga is doing push-ups on the right-hand side. The referee says play must continue while the Africans decide what to do. Angela Merkel throws the ball to May. May finds Putin. Putin's clinical pass cuts through to French President Emmanuel Macron. It's his first season as president. He's young and confident. Time now to face President Nana Akufo-Addo in goal. The man who gave him a public lecture that Africa's development priorities will not be dictated to by Western interests. Macron is in the penalty box now, but he's brought down by President John Magufuli of Tanzania. The referee points to the penalty spot, but Magufuli is having none of it. There's a scuffle now as Magufuli insists that he'll deport all the Western players from the African half of the field. He's already taken a tough stance against foreigners in his own country, so this could get ugly. But Captain George Weah rushes to the scene and diffuses the tension. Macron's penalty flies high. The goalkeeper cleverly lets it slip over his head and over the bar for a goal kick. We're into the last 7 minutes of the game and it's 0-0. Africa United are still one man down and yet to decide on their substitute player. They have 4 men on the bench: Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga and President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria, who is seated in an ambulance. No one knows what's wrong with him, but his spokesperson insists he's ready to play. He played his first presidential season in the early 1980s and he's still here. There is also former Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe who has offered his services, but he's been fast asleep since the game started. Nana Akufo-Addo takes the goal kick and it's a long ball in search of George Weah, but it's intercepted by Trump with help from his Russian midfielder Vladimir Putin. Trump is on the attack now, headed for Africa, but the fearless central midfielder Ian Khama of Botswana faces up to him and Trump is dispossessed of the ball. Khama was the first African president to challenge Trump over his recent derogatory remarks about Africa. Kicks it forward to find President Museveni. Museveni with the ball. He's had many seasons as a presidential player starting in the 1980s. He believes he still has what it takes and his parliament recently voted to scrap presidential age limits, which was set at 75 years. So the man with no age charges ahead, but is fouled by Putin. How many legs has Putin got? He's everywhere on this field. The African fans on the stand boo at the Russian, but they're not actually Africans. The African presidents could not agree on who gets the tender to fly in the 10 plane loads of supporters to this game in Norway. So the Chinese stepped in and kindly donated football fans from China, in addition to the football kit the team is playing in and the allowances. The Chinese are on their feet, chanting. They see an opportunity here for Africa. It's a free kick to Africa in a very promising area. Captain Trump is extremely excited at the thought of building a wall against Africa. He calls all the other 10 players to strengthen his wall. President Salva Kiir of South Sudan takes a free kick, but his feet are in disarray. The ball bounces back against the human wall and Putin seizes it. But Weah is at hand and wins it back. Weah with the ball. It's one man versus one world of 10 players. Weah swerves, bends, leaps, leans over and jumps and then unleashes a powerful shot that flies past Angela Merkel's shoulders to find the back of the net. What a ball and what a goal! And the thousands of Chinese fans in the stadium spring from the ground as the referee's final whistle cuts through the air. It's Africa United 1 and Trump's World none.